getting close to your 40th birthday. How is it the way you feel about music?
I did not circle that question.
I'm sorry.
For 30 years, journalists tried to crack Michael Jackson open on camera. Some got honesty, some got silence, and some got moments so tense you can still feel them decades later. Today we're breaking down the interviews that made Michael Jackson visibly, unmistakably uncomfortable, and what was really happening behind each one. Before we dive in, Michael Jackson did surprisingly few sit-down interviews for someone this famous. That's exactly why the ones that happened carry so much weight. We're going chronologically, from his most controlled TV appearance to the ones where the mask visibly slipped. Stick around, because the last one on this list is still debated by journalists today. In February 1993, Jackson invited Oprah Winfrey to Neverland Ranch for a live, unedited interview, his first major sit-down in years. And for most of it, he's controlled, even charming. But watch what happens when Oprah brings up his skin.
News conference. There was a story about you wanting to have a little white boy play you in a Pepsi commercial.
That is so stupid. That's the most ridiculous, horrifying story I've ever heard. It's crazy. I mean, why? Number one, it's my face as a child in the commercial. Me, when I was little. Why would I want a white child to play me? I'm a black American. I'm proud to be a black American. I am proud of my race. I am proud of who I am. I have a lot of pride in who I am and dignity. That's like you wanting an Oriental person to play you as a child. Does that make sense?
No.
So please, people, stop believing these.
Okay, Michael.
Jackson explains he has a skin condition called vitiligo, a real documented autoimmune disorder that causes loss of skin pigmentation. But notice the body language here. His hands tighten, his voice drops, and he repeats himself. This was the first time he'd publicly addressed it, after years of tabloids accusing him of hatting his own race. This is the moment most people remember. Oprah asks him directly if he's still a virgin.
I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a virgin?
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman.
So
I'm a gentleman.
So, okay, I would interpret that to mean that means that you believe that a lady is a lady, and therefore...
Jackson sat down with Diane Sawyer alongside his new wife, Lisa Marie Presley, and this one gets tense fast.
To sing together?
No.
I would love to sing with you. Would you like to sing with me?
You don't sing? I don't sing. I did sing, but that's not why I married Michael. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. If I wanted it, I mean, I'm not going to marry someone for a recording career, just to clear that up as well.
What?
2003 now we get to the interview that changed everything. In 2003, journalist Martin Bashir spent 8 months filming Jackson for a documentary called Living with Michael Jackson. Jackson gave Bashir extraordinary access, his home, his family, his day-to-day life, because he believed Bashir was sympathetic.
When you're talking about children, we met Gavin. And it was a great privilege to meet Gavin because he's had a lot of suffering in his life. When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should they be worrying? Who's the criminal?
This is the moment that made headlines around the world. Jackson defends the practice of children staying over at Neverland, describing it as innocent. Bashir's raised eyebrow and follow-up questions are doing a lot of the work here. You can feel the room shift. What makes this interview so uncomfortable isn't just the content, it's the mismatch between how relaxed Jackson is on camera and how the footage was later framed in the edit.
When Macaulay Culkin were little, Kieran Culkin would sleep on this side, Macaulay Culkin's on this side, his sister's in there. We're all just jamming the bed. And we wake up like dawn and go in the hot air balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
But is that right, Michael?
It's very right. It's very loving. That's what the world needs now. More love, more
the world needs
heart.
A man who's 44 sleeping in a bed with children.
No, you're making it all wrong.
Jackson later said he felt betrayed, claiming Bashir had told him privately that he'd be the best father, and then released a documentary that painted a very different picture. That betrayal directly led to Jackson releasing his own rebuttal footage weeks later, and by that November he was facing criminal charges. That contrast, what Bashir said privately versus what aired publicly, is still cited today as one of the most controversial editing decisions in documentary journalism. Oprah in '93 got the guarded image control version of Jackson. Sawyer in '95 got a man defending himself with his wife as a shield. Bashir in 2003 got the most open, and arguably most exploited version of him. And Bradley weeks later got a man on the defensive in crisis mode. What's striking is how differently Jackson performs depending on who's asking and what's at stake, which is exactly why these interviews are still studied and rewatched today, more than 15 years after his death. That's our breakdown of Michael Jackson's most uncomfortable interview moments. Which one do you think was the most revealing, Oprah, Bashir, or Bradley? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the interviews celebrities wish they could take back, subscribe and hit the bell. We've got more of these coming every week.